Hey, what's up? I wanted to talk to you about something serious today. The first thing I want to tell you is pay attention to your children. Your children cannot just go to any and everybody's house. It's some sick people out here in this world. I want to just tell y'all a little bit of my story without being judged, but just to open your eyes, because sometimes we realize and we think we're the best parents in the world because we put our kids on name brand clothes, or we think we're the best parents in the world because we can give kids everything they ask for and everything they need. PlayStation 5s, just all the expensive things that we, provide for our children as great parents, especially if we come from not having it for ourselves. Grew up, not having much and things like that. Your mindset is, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make sure my kids don't go through the struggle that I went through. But what happens when we're paying attention to what our children need, but not protecting our children? It's very important, as I begin to tell my story, that if you don't remember nothing else, remember, protect your children. Ask them if they're doing okay. Check their cell phones. See what's going on in their life. They battle depression. They battle suicidal thoughts. And sometimes we miss it as parents because we're so busy trying to provide, trying to go to work to make sure the bills are paid, that we don't pay attention to what's really going on behind closed doors. So I wanted to take this moment to tell you my story about losing my virginity to my brother as a child. Yep. I know. Let me say it again because it might not really resonate in your mind. I said I lost my virginity to my own brother as a child, the person who should have protected me, the person who should have been that person to make sure other little boys wasn't taking advantage of me. Yep, my life was a little bit different. So my mother was the best mother in the world. She worked so much. And when she wasn't working, she would go to the club from time to time. And I felt like she deserved it. My father was a great father, but he was in and out of federal prison all of his life because it's 13 of us on my father's side. So he would sell drugs and do what he had to do to provide for so many children. My father was in and out of federal prison, as I stated, and my mom was the person, that was watching us. And as I stated, she never missed a beat with us. She did what she had to do, just like most of us parents do, to make sure their kids are good. She trusted me one night with my brother, and I remember me and my other two little sisters laying in the bed. And when my mom would go out and she would go to, work at night, or she would go to the club at night, my brother would watch us. And I would love when my brother wake me out of my sleep and be like, come on, mom not here. You can come in the room and you can play the game. I love the video games and things like that. But this night when he woke me out of my sleep, it was probably in between 12 and 2 a.m. in the morning. I don't know. I just knew it was something different. I got on my nightgown, my Little Mermaid panties, underwear. I remember it just like it was yesterday. When I came inside my brother's room, I sat on the bed waiting for him to pass me over the remote control, the game console control, like he always do. But for some reason, every time he passed it to me, I would grab for it and he would snatch it back. He did that about 2 or 3 times to the point I finally say, it's okay. I'm going back to bed with our sisters because you playing and I'm not in the mood. Are you going to let me play the video game or not? The last time he passed the video game controller to me, when I went for it, he pinned me down on the bed. And I remember him removing my Little Mermaid underwear and just raping me. And I did not understand. You got to remember, as a child, I remember crying. I remember screaming, but no one was home. And our little sisters did not hear anything. And I remember just being angry and upset, like, what is going on? I'm a child. I'm a child. I don't know any better, but I know that this is not right. This is important, people of God. And this is why we have to pay attention to our children. And after he was done, I remember going in the bathroom, watching the blood roll between my legs. I had not even had a menstrual cycle yet. This is how young I was. And I remember going in the bathroom and closing the door and crying like, what did my brother just do? I remember him coming inside of the bathroom and saying, if you tell anyone, I'm going to kill you. And everybody in the house. I walked inside the kitchen and I got a knife that night, and I went after I showered up and everything. I don't know what he did with my underclothes and stuff. I remember going to lay down in the room, with on the bunk beds with my other little sisters. And I remember laying there with a knife and thinking to myself, if he touched my sisters, I'm telling you, I'm going to kill him. But as I laid there, I just remember saying to myself, what did I do to deserve this moment? There are so many of you, your mothers and your fathers, and you're not watching your children the way you're supposed to watch your children because you're busy trying to provide. Or maybe you're just busy with your own demons and your own issues. Maybe you're battling depression or you're going through things. Pay attention to your children. My mother was the type that did not go let us spend the night with our friends or never let us go spend the night anywhere. She was so protective of us, but she made a mistake, because sometimes, if we can be honest, the first man to ever break your heart can be your own daddy or your own brother or your uncle. There are so many women that will watch this video and watch this. They have been molested in the same situation, never told anybody, never began to, just admit to people. I went to school in middle school, I'm telling you, just not realizing or remembering who I was as a person anymore. I felt disgusted. I couldn't believe what happened, but I could not open my mouth. I was really afraid that he was going to kill everybody in the house. There are some of you, your own children have told you that the man you're in love with has touched them, and because you're so in love, you don't believe them. Shame on you. Still to this day, years later, people of God, I've been married to my husband 20 years, and I still would not let him come around me with a scully on his head, a black scully or beanie. We call them different things because it reminds me of when my brother was on top of me. I went crazy after that. Literally, my mom ended up passing right after while I was young. I'm in the streets on my own. I told you my father, he was in and out of federal prison. So the streets began to raise me while I began to raise my little sisters also. That was really hard for me. And when I tell you rape became a revolving door, I'm going to say it again. There are some people who've been raped. Watch this. They've been raped by multiple people. After my brother raped me, my aunt turned around and raped me. But that's a whole nother video later. Pay attention to your children. Believe your children when they say somebody is touching them and doing things to them. I'm telling you, to the streets. I turned to drugs to numb the pain. I hated men. I even got to a place to where I wanted other women to feel what I felt. I started having threesomes. I was just buck wild. I didn't care about life because nobody understood what I was going through. I'm telling you, pay attention to your children. It's more than just buying them name brand tennis shoes. It's more than just buying them PS5s and Xboxes and Nintendo Switches or buying them cars. Ask them, are they okay? Check between their legs. Make sure nobody is touching them. Ladies, be careful. You bring all these different men around your children looking for a stepdaddy to replace their father. Don't even understand. You can be opening your house to a demon. You can be opening your house to a pedophile. You have to be careful. Everybody don't need to meet your children. When you get with them, find out people's background. Find out what soul ties they are attached to. I'm telling you, I had to heal. Now I'm a counselor. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a preacher, Dr. Shakira McFadden. Look me up on Facebook at Shakira McFadden, or TikTok at Evangelist Shakira, or YouTube at Shakira McFadden. I'm telling you, these kids need your protection more than they need your pockets. I don't know who I bless with this message, but let me tell that person who's been raped or taken advantage of, you are victorious and you still have time to heal. Go and purchase my book. Also on Amazon. It's called I Never Knew My Yes Would Cause Me So Much Pain. Rape is real. Rape is real. And it's a process to heal. But you can do it. I'm praying for you.